Hello, everyone. Should I do the Bayney impression? I'll do that. Yeah, I reckon I'll do it. I reckon I'll do it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Clubhouse. We're here. I know it's been a few weeks, but it's been an era of disc golf. It's been an era of disc golf where the most said phrase by anyone has been, yeah, but you know it's not the major, right? It's been an era of disc golf where Jason, to my couch on the right, realised that disc golf is better for him when he does it with another man. It's been an era of disc golf where Bayney turned to his competitors and said, "Oh, you think the woods are your ally? You merely adopted the woods. I was born in them. I was molded by them." I shouldn't have done the Bayney impression, should I?
Look, it leaves room for improvement for next week, but we can workshop it.
I need the mask
now. But welcome back.
I need a... No, I'm just going to stop.
Worse.
Yeah. Welcome, Kyle, the style file, going the extra mile in style. Herbertson, how you doing, man?
Keeping it consistent on the couch. Justin and I have a severe lack of colours. I think we might be allergic. Chris, let us know your secret. We're really looking to expand our horizons, and the pink socks are just leagues ahead of what we've got going on at the moment.
And Jason is here. Jason, you are sartorially decked out tonight. You've got something special on your bonce.
I have. Thanks, Ash. I've got my Atticus Ariston hat, which only took me 3.5 months to get off Atticus. So thank you, Atticus. I feel like it's looking great. And I think the black suits me, Cole. But yeah, welcome, everyone. Welcome, Parked Media Nuffies who've tuned in. Thank you for tuning in again. And we've been absent for a week. We missed last week.
We did. Well, we had a big week last week, you and I. It was our sister's birthday. So anyone that was at the Ruffy Rumble, Elizabeth Macy Photography, Megan, who was getting around taking pictures of everyone. You can still buy them online, by the way. But it was her birthday last week. So we decided to take her or go out for dinner with her instead. Kyle was a bit laid up after where we go, Tassie. And Matty Faz. Well, Matty Faz is Matty Fazzing, isn't he? So you'll notice he's not on the couch tonight. Matty Faz has got a back injury, which means he can't sit down on a couch for an hour and a half and talk about disc golf, guys.
Look, I feel like you'd have to do a lot to stop me talking about disc golf.
Well, we do a lot to talk about disc golf for an hour and a half.
Thanks, Chase. I appreciate all the effort you put in to save all of our audience.
It's good to have you close to me anyway, Kyle. I can just reach out and touch you. It's so good.
It's so cute having you here, Jason. It's fantastic. Let's bring Matty Faz back for next week, right?
Yeah, we need a separator.
Yeah. No.
So speaking of separators, boys, have you been playing a bit of disc golf? What have you been up to in the 3 weeks that we haven't done a Clubhouse in?
Well, we went down to Tasmania, didn't we, guys?
We very much did.
We did. And so we went and checked out the Tassie Open at the Wallaby Hill course, and we had an absolute ball. But apart from that, since I got back, I have done absolutely no and took a weekend off disc golf. I just decided that was enough for me. Something like, 74 holes a day.
Look, we played 108. Oh, sorry, we walked 189 holes in 4 days. That's a lot of disc golf.
That was definitely enough.
Yeah. Look, pretty similar to Jay. Tassie was a lot. Was a fantastic time, and you'll see a bit of that coming later in the show. But yeah, I've just been chilling around. I've been editing some footage. I've been doing some stuff here and there. Actually taking my job seriously.
Your actual job.
It's a foreign concept.
Yeah.
But, yeah. How about you?
Mate, I came back from Tassie all piss and vinegar about not playing disc golf again for a little while because, we played a lot, as you've said. And then Thursday night last week, I saw the Melbourne Disc Golf Club were holding their social day at Llewellyn Park, and I went, haven't played Llewellyn in a while. So I went out there, shot a pretty average score, to be honest. I don't like Llewellyn. That doesn't.
I was going to say, it's the course you're so fond of. I'm surprised you didn't know it was on.
It doesn't suit my game very well. I don't think it suits anyone's game very well. Ryan Deere had a pretty good one. Look, it's one of those courses. And then made my way out to Bicentennial Park in Chelsea.
The Bison?
Yeah. So I had a bit of Heiser flight. Had a bit of Heiser Flight gear for the great man Darren Stay-Smith, who's joining the team with me this year. And he wanted to have a round. So and I went to Bicentennial and had a bit of a chuck with Daz. And it was great. 35 degrees. So he took me down to Edith Vale Beach afterwards and we sat in the shallows and I heard all about his storied water polo career.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked it. But
No.
I mean, after you and Jace showed it Sizzler, I thought you might be the one with the water polo career.
Yeah, we can swim, the Crush Brothers. We can swim.
Absolutely.
Now, there's been a bit of disc golf happening. We don't like to focus on the Pro Tour too much here because that's not what it's about. We've got our own Pro Tour in Australia, and that's what we give a shit about. But I did notice something watching the Pro Tour because obviously we all get on DGN and watch it, and it's copped a lot of flack. Well, Jace does when he's reminded that it's on. But we do all get on and watch it. And as a media outlet, I did want to just bring up something that I saw at the end of the Pro Tour here. It's been talked about a lot, but a lot of us probably haven't seen much of this. Now, this is Nicholas Untilla teeing off on hole 18, right? Have a look. You can sort of start to get an idea of how dark it was. Now, they had a lightning that he's pured that, by the way. That's shot of the tournament.
Iconic.
Yeah. And look at the guy with the green flag. Yeah, find a more pointless job. Window washer on a submarine.
Matty's still got the sunnies on his head just in case he...
Yeah. So they'd started hours late. I think they didn't start until about 5:30, wherever it is time. And that's the sort of shots we're getting. I do want to shout out Catch Cam because when you get that reverse shot there, man, that guy's fiddled with the ISO. He's fiddled with the aperture. He's got as much light into that camera as he can. Have a look at Gannon Burr's shirt there. I'll just go back a little. And as you see, Gannon Burr walking up behind. See, he lights up his phone there. That's how dark it was. And that's how good a job these guys' cameras were doing. They obviously can't put lights on it. They can't show headlights. There's Joseph Buckets in the bushes there. You'll see his disc come out any second. There it is. So
That's a miracle Catch Cam.
Yeah. I mean, you pay a bit. Yes, it is. You pay a bit for DGN these days. As of yesterday, I think they started sending out the pay us our new subscription money emails. And this is the sort of thing that you pay for. I think they've done a phenomenal job under these conditions. And you didn't quite have any idea how dark it actually was until Antela got he was presented with his silly hat. And have a look at that behind him. That was seconds after he dropped in his 35-foot putt. And this is the post-round interview, and that's how dark it actually was. They've got the headlights on him and the warm lights by that stage. But yeah, that's
Hey, it's like I'm out at Bald Hill at 7 p.m. ready for a Chew Stubbs glow round.
It is, isn't it? It was
I know
nuts.
those warning signs.
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts. But that's something I noticed during the week. Another thing, actually, Kyle, you had something you picked up during the week that you wanted to touch on.
You say during the week. It was literally last night.
Right.
So, in my lack of sleep, I'm up and about all of the Pro Tour news as it gets posted.
Yeah.
And Chandler Kramer made a very interesting post. Notably, going into the 2024 season, open bag, big loss from Lone Star. Well, surprise, ladies and gentlemen, he's back. And with some friends. He's also signed with AGL and Clash.
The energy company.
To now have 3 disc sponsors.
Whoa!
It's wild.
I can't believe that.
Wow. So AGL, Clash, and Lone Star again.
Yeah.
Can you make a full bag out of what those companies have got in their lineup? Is that why he needs to do it?
Look, mate, I've seen Carter Aarons play, and I don't care how much of a bag he needs, he will crush.
Yeah.
It's Chandler Kramer. He's a bit of a mixed bag. But look, it was a very big surprise to see him back at Lone Star. So that really piqued my interest.
Yeah, well.
Look, the sheriff's back in town.
The sheriff is back in town.
Yeah, and he's got some deputy brands on side as well.
Oh,
no, it's a good pickup. I hadn't heard that one. I don't pay a whole lot of attention in any sport to trade rumors and that sort of stuff. But I do find that I find going into a season with an open bag is sort of like just going into a season saying, please, someone sponsor me, right? I'm proudly rocking an open bag
Make me a good enough offer. I will change that.
Fill it up with all your discs, please. Yeah, kind of like Jace at the moment.
Yeah.
Jace is...
Jace, who are you currently tuning for your disc
manufacturer? Well, I did say last week, that there's this, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a certain retailer who's always sparked my interest because I've labelled them the rock stars.
Right.
The rock stars of Australian disc golf. And I'm not going to say too much more, but I did just sort of slip a purchase in a couple of days ago. Ooh. And just sort of start the ball rolling there. So I'm hoping that if I just poke my head up, disc golf talent I've got.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
Media personality I am. So, it's only a matter of time, I think.
Honestly, I think so. And I think that you're a well-desired quantity, Jason.
I think you're absolutely right.
And, while Matty Faz isn't here on the couch tonight, he's here in spirit. So I'll ask the questions so that he doesn't have to. Have you followed them on social media? Oh, boy.
Oh, that was enough for one night. So I'm getting there.
There are some low standards on this couch. Very low standards on this couch. It's at that point. I'll hand this back to Ashley. The Heisenberg sponsored player.
Yeah, 100%. Looking great. Got the shirts the other day. That's what I was taking out to see Big Dads. And so very much looking forward to rocking the Heisenflight team gear throughout the year this year. Frosty in the chat, I assume referring to the Austin. Miracle. Yeah, at that point, Catch Cam should just point at the basket and hope the shot isn't shit. I'll be honest with you, Frosty.
Pretty much the MO of the Catch Cam.
Pretty much what I do, yeah. So you pretty much nailed Catch Cam. You'll see a bit from Wallaby Hill later. We've got some footage of the Wallaby Hill course that we're going to share with you guys. And you'll see there was a 5-hole stretch in the middle of the course where I didn't see Jason, Kyle, or the players at all for 5 holes.
And in most cases, they're discs either.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. It's a hectic course. It's a hectic course to play. It's a hectic course to film. Speaking of hectic, we didn't want to spoil anything of Wallaby Hill. You're never quite sure what to share on social media, who's watching what, who wants things shared this way. But I did notice this during the week that someone, Ricky Socky Bomb Wisiki, whoever the fuck he is, has shared who agrees no spoilers in live sports, quoting Disc Golf Fanatic, saying there's no spoilers in live sports, quoting himself, saying, I love that people post a day when they win a tournament nowadays. The moment we've all been waiting for. Spoilers are not a thing in disc golf. What do we think about this? We've all been in live chats. We've all been in situations where, you put wow, how good was that putt on 17 and someone comes in going, no spoilers. You don't get it with footy. You don't get it with cricket. You don't get it with basketball, but you do get it with disc golf. People saying, I can't watch till next Tuesday. What do you think, boys?
Yeah, well, I think we're all tuned into the live scoring as well of disc golf. And I think
it's there.
That's where it's built from. And I think we're all used to it. Even if we're not playing in tournaments, we all do it. We jump on, we follow the scores, we like to see what's happening, see what's unfolding. So, yeah, I just don't think we've ever really, had the ability to sort of look at things afterwards. So we've just always gone with what's been available. So I think you're absolutely right, Ricky.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, as Richard has done. But I think that disc golf's in a very unique place where it established itself as a sport through post-produced media. I feel like there's very few sports that basically their lifeblood is post-produced coverage. Like every other sport's got the money to throw at live cameras, and you've seen DGN now develop. But I feel like that's such a new addition that people are have gotten so used to watching post-produced coverage that they are just attached to their hip, and they're like, if I don't get to watch my post-produced before someone spoils it for me, what am I even doing?
Yeah.
It's I feel like it's just a mess of circumstances that has brought this attachment to spoilers.
Yeah, I think even though we might already know the result, I think a lot of us still like to watch how it unfolded and sort of watch you see someone win by 5 shots or half a dozen shots, and you think, well, I want to watch to see how they did it. How did they really work? Or how did Bayney shoot 15 down? You know, everyone wants to watch that sort of thing. So that's what keeps it alive.
No, for sure.
Well, I just want to have a quick chat about this. Now, I'm going to get on a soapbox here. I've felt very strongly about this for a long time. There are no spoilers in live sport. Sport is the true only shared experience, live, real time, that you can have with every other single person on the planet when it's happening. It is the only one. Movies, someone wrote it. Plays, someone wrote it. Reality TV, someone made it happen. And wrote it. Yeah. Sport is the only shared experience that you can have real time with everybody else on the planet. If you're not free to watch that, that's not my problem. Figure it out. There's no spoilers in live sport. Don't yuck the only yum that we've got left. That's the only true shared experience that the human race has left on its table, Kyle.
Look, I'm just going to go take that soapbox outside and burn it.
Give it a rinse.
Yeah, it's a little dirty after that experience, but no, I couldn't agree more. I think that disc golf's existed far too long in a space where it's gotten so used to being post-produced as the only thing, and it's like, get with the times.
Yeah.
We've got DGM now. There are no spoilers anymore.
Which is strange because disc golfers are usually so open to change and things. I've never heard a disc golfer say, but that's not the way we've always done it. Never. Not once. Yeah.
So you're not in that chat?
All righty. So, I mean, that probably takes us to, I'd say, that probably takes us to talking about the Tassie Open, I'd say, guys.
Spoilers, Ashley, spoilers.
Spoilers. It happened 3 weeks ago. I've got over the Tassie Flu that I got on the way back. You can deal with it. Yeah, I know, right?
Did you miss out on that?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So Jason's going to take us through a bit about the Tassie Open, but I thought, I mean, Wallaby Hill's such a special place. Anyone that's been there will tell you that. And I thought we'd show you all a bit of that before, or as Jason goes into our wrap-up of the Tassie Open.
So Wallaby Hill, of course, for those of you who don't know, and we're just seeing some vision now. It is like this throughout the whole course, and it is the brainchild of On High. And this is a property that's been, I spoke to Owen at length about it. This is a property that's been in his family since he was a child. And he's got memories of spending time on the property and having plans for it and all that sort of thing. And it was just thick, rugged jungle, forestry, bushland sort of thing. But he has a lot of fond memories as a kid. It's been in his family for a long time. Now, he had been told, or sort of was under the impression he was inheriting it from his mother and that sort of thing. And he sort of thought, well, he knew he wanted to use it for something and he wasn't sure what. So he started about 7 or 8 years ago, clearing out some paths. And all these fairways you see, they've been cleared out, with machinery by him. And he started sort of putting this disc golf course together, and then sort of things changed and that sort of thing. And he sort of, the property was going to become unavailable to him. So he's gone in deep to make this thing happen. And it's been his brainchild, and he's done an absolutely wonderful job. He's done all of this himself.
Look at this.
It is sensational. I mean, this is the prick of a par 5, mind you. But it is just something that we've never seen before. And the guy has worked real hard to make it happen, and that, both physically and financially. So if anyone is in Tasmania, make sure you give him a call. Go down there and pay your $20, I think it is.
I think it is, but you can play as much as you want.
There's 27 holes, and it is just unlike anything else we've got in Australia. It is absolutely sensational, and it's a beautiful place. And he's a great guy, Owen. He'll be happy to meet you down there and show you around and that sort of thing. So, this is the sort of scenery that we're looking at for the whole weekend. You've got a lot of twisting, turning sort of shots, a lot for the lefties like Kyle.
I loved it.
Yeah, some very tight. So, yeah, like I said, not a lot of what we've got available in Australia or anywhere else. So, I thought it was sensational. It's definitely a different sort of course. It's not for you guys that like your big, long, open, bombers courses and that sort of thing. It hasn't got a lot for those guys. You do have to have your shapes and your unstable discs and that sort of thing, but it is something different, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely. I feel like, it's got a fit for everyone. I mean, the long arms will still have the benefit of, throwing a putter where others are throwing mids or that stuff, but it's a real leveler, and it's probably one of the most technical courses in terms of what we've seen. Like, obviously, you've got Inverleigh up there, you've also got Pine Lines, but I think between
consistently technical, it doesn't really let up on you the whole time. So there's just
even the 40-meter par 3,
yeah,
which we'll see a bit of in the package later on that we're going to show you of us playing it. Even on the 40-meter par 3, it's still a brick of a shot.
Yeah.
It's not an easy par 3. No. As we will demonstrate.
And it's a big drop off at the back.
100%.
So you've got a big, massive log in front, and the basket's actually mounted on the log.
So
yeah, it's a fun course as well. The basket positioning's been really well thought out. If you do get off the fairway into the scrub, it's not that hard to get out. It's not super thick.
No,
you don't want to go too far in. But the best thing about it is too that 27 holes, 3 rounds. We had plenty of shanks too, so there's a few of them coming up later on.
Make sure you stay tuned. Jace has had an absolute field day.
But we had 36 players turn out for the Tassie Open, and from all over Australia. There's a few come from far and wide. We had some pretty good weather, I think, on the Saturday. It was 32 or 34.
Record weather for Tassie.
Yeah, record Tassie weather. And not really any rain, well, no rain at all. So, excellent weather. But just to cap through the scores or the divisional winners. So at MA4, we had Bradley Smith, who won by 19 shots.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Over Kobe Imer, and I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Poor Kobe. It is rubbish to get bagged on in MA4, isn't it?
I feel like sticking around for presentations, they're both pretty young fellas, those guys. Yep. So
I feel like Bradley's 15, and I feel like I loudly accused him of sandbagging after a few bourbons.
Actually,
with his mum next to me at some point. So Bradley, if you're out there, mate, first tournament, good on you. See you in MA3 soon.
So speaking of MA3, no MA3 division. MA2 was won by Matt Ellis, who he's been around a while, Matt Ellis, from New South Wales. But notable, he is a lefty.
All I can say is mind the gap.
Yeah, by 19 shots over Ben Kennedy. And just because I want to mention his name, in third place, Buzz Sitkenau. What a name. So, well done, Matt Ellis. A very, very commanding win. Buzz, yeah.
Nice. And shout out to Ben Kennedy as well. You'd remember day 2 or 3, day 2, I think we're out there filming or playing our round after the tournament had finished. Ben was out there on holes 1 and 7 for close to 2.5 hours, just putting, trying to get it right. So, putting in the work there, Ben.
Good on you, Ben. MA50 was won by our own Jeff Brunsting.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The one and only Jeff Brunsting, who led from pretty much start to finish, I understand.
Oh.
By 11 shots over Michael Rubik, who's a Tassie local.
The Cube.
Absolutely.
MA40. Now, this was an interesting one. For those of you who don't know, John Schlobaum of Mountain River Finance. One of my favourite sponsors from the Nationals last year live stream. Now, he shot out of the blocks with a 2-under first round.
Yeah, right.
That's insane.
To have something like a 24-shot lead or something in the...
Oh, in round 1, maybe not. But, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
19, I think it was.
Then he contracted some sort of Tassie flu overnight and blew out to 14 over, I think, in the next rounds, and then a similar round in the third. So he ended up getting it done by 7 shots. And in his own words, he did his best to lose it. From the start. Well done, John Schlobom from Mountain River Finance.
I heard it was a long poker night on the Saturday night.
That was it. So Alex Brindle coming in second there by 7 shots. MA1 was won by Sam Rubik.
Oh,
Double
cube.
Now that was in a playoff with Zinzor.
Mm.
And I understand. Well, I don't understand. I know because I was there. Zinzor was in the lead the entire tournament. So the whole 3 days he was in the lead. Ended up in a playoff and ended up losing that. I think so.
Common story, isn't it?
Bad luck. But yeah. So well done to those guys. MP40, and I feel like I've forgotten
FA2 with Sharon Costa.
FA2 with Sharon Costa.
Yeah.
Well done, Sharon.
And the Costas made a sweep of it, Jack.
They
didn't
did. They did. They both took home a trophy, so well worth the trip from the Costas. So great.
Yeah.
Always good to see them out there. Lovely people. And MPO Luke Bain was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Led from the whole weekend. Had sort of.
The door was open.
The door was open.
Yeah.
Jade was a couple of shots there behind Jade Brady, so he's backing up his recent Sizzler form. And the one that we were all sort of rapt to see was Gareth Morgan.
Yeah.
Just had a couple of really big rounds. And from what
Just stuck in his bag, wasn't he?
I love that it's when you get Jade and Austin throwing these sort of big over the top tomahawks and stuff like that. And Gareth would just get up and go, I think I'm going to do that.
That looks like fun.
That was a proper MPO round. He was just having a great time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really good. But I think overall the course sort of suits Gareth and the way he plays and the shots he's got. So he was 1 shot behind Jade in third, and Austin 4 shots behind him. So that's a wrap for what was a really good tournament. It wasn't huge numbers, but really good vibe and really good atmosphere around, and everyone sort of hung around for a couple of drinks. And I like the way they stalled the MPO on the last day so that everyone could finish.
Yeah, it should be noted,
the
I think.
last 10 holes. So
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
very well run tournament. Owen, well done. And get around him,
And John Sullivan as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Involved heavily in the
And Matt Green, I believe, assistant TD, and Alex Brindle doing the graphics and everything, which you've seen. But yeah, definitely that stalling of the MPO on the last day should be noted. And look, hey, it was vanity. And it was vanity on our part and, the MPO players' part. But they all said, hey, we'd love to have a gallery. What can we do about it? We're like, well, it's a shotgun start, guys. And spoke to them and said, well, no one has to leave straight away. We didn't have to leave until 9 o'clock at night. A lot of people weren't leaving till the next day. So Owen and Matt and I think Oliver Mundiver Castle, that's what Mundy is short for, Mundiver, got together and figured out how to stall that MPO card. Must have confused the shit out of the people watching along at home on the scores, but we did it so that and by the time we got to hole 21, there were huge galleries of all the other players coming down to watch. So it worked, and it's great to have those people there cheering on the MPO as they come home. Yep. So it was a pretty good finish too, because the scorecard does not tell the story. The final scorecard doesn't tell the story of Gareth Morgan's final day.
No, it was 11 down, I think, was it?
It was Austin versus Jade for second. And then all of a sudden, I only get the chance to check my phone every few holes or something. And then 4 holes later, I check it, and someone came up to me. I think it was actually Ollie Mundy Castle came up to me and said, Jesus, Gareth's playing all right. And I said, hey, he's playing okay. And I looked at my phone, and I'm like, shit, Gareth's pushing second. And he was
putting everything through the tree.
Yeah.
If you did watch.
It was a disgusting.
Yeah, when the footage comes out, you just see some of the putts that Gareth landed sort of when he was. I think the only ones he did putt in were the ones where he was putting through the trees and through the ferns. It was great to watch.
I think it was. I'm really going to be
laughing by the end.
I'm going to be really bad at numbers here, but I feel like it was like hole 16. I want to say
the downhill.
No, I'm thinking the hard around the corner with the Mando, where he was just absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
And made a putt outside circle 1, and then standing at the basket looking back through as to where he made this putt. It was just complete guesswork as to how he made that through.
Yeah, so it was great to see.
I have no clue.
Great to see from Gareth.
Yeah. No, it was a very good tournament. We're keen to get the coverage out. It'll be a nice big 27 holes over 3 rounds. Again, split between us and gatekeepers. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of good coverage coming out in the next 6 weeks or so. Between Sizzler soon and then Tassie Open after that. And probably by the time those 2 are out, we'll have Vic Open on the go.
Yes, Vic Open. Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of a quick look at the Vic Open in a little bit. It's definitely sneaking up on us, and it'll be here before we know. But yeah, once again, Tassie Open, fantastic. What an experience. If you haven't been down and played Wallaby Hill, please do get down and play it. Now, we do have about now with 27 holes. From let's see, I can show this. What happens? There we go.
Yeah.
Great. I don't know. I didn't know what happened when comments came up on the screen. But with 27 holes, how long is the coverage? We're doing a 3-parter. It's probably a Kyle question, but I'd say we do 999.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a 3-parter of about 35 minutes apart. I'm pretty sure each of the 3 nines is pretty well balanced in terms of pars, so it should come out at about that. Still working out how that split's going to happen, but yeah, you'll see it across Gatekeeper on our channel, and it's some great coverage to watch. It's a fantastic course, and I feel like it came across very well on camera. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that.
It's photogenic, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
So we've got a special guest now, guys. I'll make sure my volume is up here. But we wanted to talk to this young man doing great things in the world of Australian disc golf, because we don't often get to hear a lot from WA. So Disc Golf Massive, Parked Clubhouse crew, if you please make him welcome to the clubhouse for the first time, inexplicably, Blake Houston.
Hey everyone. Hey guys. Thanks for having me.
How you going, Blake? Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks. I just rushed back from a sneak around at Chichester, shot a 17 down. But yeah, hop in the car. We're back. We're here on the clubhouse with you guys, and yeah, couldn't be more glad to have a chat.
Mate, it's good. It's good to see you. 17 down at Chichester, did you say?
Yeah.
All right, good to speak to you, Blake. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Now, that's a beautiful looking shirt you've got there, mate. Is that what do we got? We got some logos. You're starting to look like a NASCAR. What do we got there? You've got some logos. Tell me about that.
So yeah, we've been getting some shirts made for more sort of tournament play, and yeah, as soon as I walked in the door, Mum's like, "Oh, you got to chuck on one of the shirts and stuff." So I'm like, "Oh, all right, I'll chuck on one of the shirts." But yeah, we have my BH logo, which I'm sure we'll chat about a bit more shortly. Highs of Flight, massive thank you to Highs of Flight, of course. But then yeah, Discraft as well. Yeah, so a couple locals, Joe McCamish and Matt Beard, they helped me out with getting some screen printed logos to put on some nice polos, and I'll have a full new set of shirts to pop out at tournaments this year.
Love that. Now we're seeding the shirt conversation, but we will leave that till later, because I think Kyle, Jace, have you got some questions for Blake? We haven't seen him in a while. They're burning.
Absolutely burning. No, mate. Look, we haven't seen much here so far this year. What's your schedule look like tournament-wise for 2024? Are we going to see some more of you over on the East Coast, or are we going to come over and see you in WA for WA Open and whatnot?
Yeah, that's a great question up there. Definitely finished with school. Definitely not planning to slow down the disc golf at all. You'll be seeing me at a couple of interstates this year. I'm coming over the Vic Open. Coming up shortly. To your boys' home. then Queensland Open is the plan, and then of course, everything in WA will probably be there. And then if you boys plan on coming over to WA, I'll see you then. But no, the main trip for me this year is going to the US, playing Amateur Worlds and Junior Worlds. I've retained my amateur status for way too long, been taking too many vouchers, and I want to take cash. So we're going to take the opportunity. We're going to take the opportunity when we're going to head to the US and play those tournaments. So some big plans for this year, and you'll be seeing me everywhere.
Look, we're glad to see it. I'm sure a lot of TDs around the country are also happy to see it. But no, that'll be awesome to see. And I'm sure that you've got one big ticket item on that list while you're over at Am Worlds. Are you going to knock off Alex's world distance title?
So I knew this was coming. Absolutely. I mean, I can't let him have that on me. I'm gonna see what I can do, but no, I can't be seen back in Perth with him having that title over me. So
Blake, Jason here, mate. First of all, I just want to thank you for the lamb shank entry this week. Thanks for jumping on board, mate. So
yeah, glad you like it.
Yeah, I do, mate. I love all my entries, but it's a good one. I just want to know, mate, we've filmed a fair few tournaments with you playing, and it seems like I always hear the whisper from everyone saying, "Oh, did you hear what Blake Houston did? Did you hear what Blake did? Did you hear?" And you're not on the card. We want to see you on our card, mate. Can you promise us at Vic Open you'll be on our card?
Yeah, look, I mean, I tried my best at Queensland Open last year. Couldn't get off Jay's card. Yeah, look, I'll see what I can do. Obviously, I do want to maximize my chances at taking down a title. But no, I'd love to be on the parked card. I don't think I've actually played a poor round on the parked card, so.
We might be the good bunch.
That's it, mate.
I don't.
That's right.
You know that much?
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting. We've talked distance and we've talked aces with Blake, but he did play on our card a lot at the Queensland Open. And Blake, something I found interesting about your game, and I'd love to get your thoughts on it, is we see the kid that goes out after. Well, sorry, apologies. Happy birthday for the other day, mate. I think you're not a kid anymore, are you?
Nope, not at all.
You can buy a beer now. Is it 18 in WA where you can buy a beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Great. That means I don't have to buy them for you at tournaments anymore. That's going to be great.
There we go.
Sorry, Blake's mum's watching, Tara. No, that's not true. But I want to get your thoughts on it, mate, because what we hear about you is you're the bloke that goes out after school every day and practices 360s on a footy oval. You know, you're the bloke that can throw a disc, 400 metres or however bloody ridiculously far it is. You're this firebrand that's just, got huge power. But what I saw from you when we played was, yes, huge power, but that huge power was going to the same spot every day. Queensland Open, you were playing the holes or trying to play the holes the same way every day. Hole 15. What was the one with the OB on the left-hand side? Was that hole 8, I think? Hole 8. You put yourself that every day, threw your raptor up, took your birdie or your eagle or whatever it was every single day. Is that a part of your game? Is that precision, that plan? How much work goes into that for you when breaking down a course? Yeah, look.
Well, if I'm sure people would know, I'm known for playing as many practice rounds as possible. I just really focus on developing a game plan. If I couldn't play a course blind, I always have to play the course beforehand. And for these majors, I'm getting at least 5 or 6 practice rounds in. Over I'm playing 3 rounds a day. People say, yeah, I'm getting tired, but you remember I'm 18. I don't get tired. Yeah. No, but I'm definitely trying and erring a lot of shots. I'm developing a game plan. I prepare myself for tournaments pretty well, I believe. Yeah, I mean, at any major, you'll see me out on the course throwing multiples and stuff. But no, something I have sort of developed over the last couple of years. Like, yeah, I can throw far, but I know how to use it on the course. It's not something that I'm just going to go out and I'm going to try carry 180 meters of OB. I'm able something. Yeah, I've been able to control my and all these park sessions and stuff. I throw 360s in the end. It goes up on the reels and gets a couple likes, but no, always behind the scenes working on sort of that placement stuff as well. Being able to control my shots on the course.
Amazing.
But a lot of work goes into it. Go for
We
it.
can see that, mate. We can definitely see that. Now you've got your trademark monogram now that you've got on your t-shirt, and it's looking great. You've got your t-shirts out there, but I feel like you've lost another one of your trademarks recently. I've just noticed. Have you cut the locks off, mate?
I thought this would have been the first question as soon as I joined. But yes, I have. It was been a while. It was time for him to go. We have a new look. Trademark's gone.
You and Dad
Sorry?
You and Dad both, or just you?
No, just me. Dad's still got he's got the long hair. He's not getting rid of that anytime soon. Let's hope the hair's gone. Hopefully it doesn't mean the distance has too.
Bit of Samson story.
It's some kind of consolation. My distance hasn't gone anywhere since I've cut mine, mate. Don't have to worry about it.
Jade Brady coming in there. We've had a few questions come in the chat, Blake, which before we get on to the important stuff, our viewers are important, but Jade Brady's saying he stole your hair in your sleep, which is disturbing in its own right. But
Jade Brady could actually be wearing Blake's hair at the moment.
He does.
Anyway.
He's got some locks on him.
Was it Jacob Cruden said that Jade Brady from behind with his hat on looked like Dickie Need from Hey Hey It's Saturday? So, Hey Hey It's Saturday was a TV show, and don't worry about it. The other question that came in that I think is probably directed at Blake is from Frosty. What is Blake's biggest regret of the year, and why is it that he didn't come to the Sizzler?
My biggest regret of the year. I assume he's meaning this current year.
Yeah.
I assume so.
Well,
I think he's just asking why he didn't come to the Sizzler, mate.
Yeah. Look, it was a busy time of the year for me. I would have loved to be there. Haven't played at Western nor any sort of course in ACT. Definitely planning to get over there in the coming years, but no, it was the first week of uni for me this year. I was unable to make it to that. He was on the messages to me. He's like, "Why aren't you coming? You got to come play, mate." I'm like, "Look, it's just not going to happen this year, Frosty."
Yeah, you could tell Frosty you couldn't be stuffed.
Yeah, if you want to put it that way.
Jace, if you had two sentences to convince Blake to play disc golf in ACT, what would they be?
Please play the Sizzler. Course is awesome, and Frosty's a legend.
I mean, need he say more? Maybe a little bit, but no. We'll be glad to have you over here for Vic Open and hopefully a full tour schedule from there.
It's going to be fantastic. Blake, we do want to touch on your tour schedule. We've got a bit going on. First of all, we haven't said it yet directly, but congratulations, Discraft Underground, mate.
Thank you very much. I mean, a little bit more about it. I did hear you sort of touched on it in one of the earlier episodes.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, he watches.
I'm a fan. So a little bit more about it. It's been in the talks for just a bit over a year. It was possibly going to happen for last season, but it was a little bit too late. Didn't end up happening. I was throwing the open bag throughout the season. And then, sort of sparked up again this year. They had a bit of an interest on getting me on the team and having that representation in Australia, because there's currently no disc golf representation in terms of players in the country.
Wow.
I mean, certainly amazing to be the first one. But I mean, it's sort of disc golf is what it's. I think everyone, even like you said, everyone expected it. It's what people know me for throwing. So bit of exciting news for me, and also a bit of support. And it's awesome to have Discraft stepping their foot in Australia.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I
I
think-
mean, they obviously haven't seen Jason throw a comet, but you're the next best thing, mate.
I don't even throw.
Oh, what was that crap in your
Meteor.
bag from New South Wales?
Meteor.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all right. But look, we've
You,
loved seeing you flip over Venoms on our coverage for way too long to not be throwing a full Discraft bag. So we're super happy and very keen to see what you can do with it. I saw those couple of rips with some new discs. The Kratos seems to be doing a lot of work for you. So yeah.
Definitely the heaviest sponsored amateur player that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold my beer. No. But no, Blake, congratulations on that to start with, mate. We've got a couple of Discraft discs laying around here that a friend of ours left at my joint before he headed back to the States. Do you throw a nuke or a nuke OS?
I absolutely do. I love my nukes, and I'll do anything I can to get them off you.
Yeah. Well, Kyle's just bringing one over. So we've got a nuke OS here. Has it got? Oh, it hasn't got the thing. Oh, there. You can vaguely see on the back of it. It's got a fish stamp on the back of it, mate. We might bring a few of those to Vic Open and see. You want to throw some of Fish's Discraft. Teammate now.
Teammate, yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah, sweet. So next thing along, Highs of Flight have been doing some work for you. Tell us about, and to my knowledge, it's another first for Blake Houston, first Discraft player in Australia, Discraft Underground player in Australia, and first player to have his sponsor spin up his own jersey.
Signature jersey.
Yeah. So, when I was signing with Highs of Flight with this year's, once again, couldn't be more excited to be partnering with Highs of Flight. I got some pretty awesome teammates, including yourself, Ash.
Hey.
But part of this year, what Highs of Flight are offering, signature series t-shirts. Been working with Justin Clark, JC from Team Highs of Flight. He's helped me out an absolute ton. Just behind the scenes, doing so much work, getting this shirt out there. And he's asked me what I wanted in a shirt, giving him some feedback. I came into it not knowing too much about what I wanted with a shirt. To developing a beautifully designed shirt. Couldn't be more happy to say that it's the first Tour Series shirt in Australia because it looks absolutely amazing.
It really does, man. And, I was, and like you said, great to be on Team Highs of Flight with you this year. I was getting a bit nervous that your name hadn't popped up in the chat when I was added early in the year and there was no Blake. And I'm like, Jesus, as Blake jumped ship on me, what's going on here? But stoked to be on the team with you this year, mate, and be able to wear that shirt with the little team writing on top. I've asked for it specially with team on top of it, just so I feel a bit more special. But, mate, I was dreaming of walking out in the blue triangles at Vic Open, but now I'm dreaming of walking out in the Blake Houston signature shirt because that's incredible. It looks so good.
The Rising Phoenix or something, is it called?
The Rising Phoenix. Well, I'm visualizing. Has it got to do with like a rocket taking off or something?
No, that is not a bad idea though. Not a bad way to brand any of my stuff. Use Houston Rockets. Yeah. But no, so it was more to do with Team Germany. Thanks, Jacob. I copped that from a couple of the boys here in WA. Team Germany shirt.
What's wrong with you, mate?
No, not at all.
The brothers will tell you that.
Get to see Max this weekend. Yeah, so original idea, I wasn't sure with colors, so I went with the colors that were traditionally behind my BH logo. It was the yellow to red gradient. It looked pretty well behind the logo, so I'm like, all right, let's try it on a shirt. The sort of dark purple was something JC added a little bit more busyness to the shirt. But yeah, the way he's designed it, I couldn't be more stoked with how it's come out. And no, the people seem to be loving it too. It's pre-sales just ended. It's gotten some support. And yeah, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who did jump on and buy the shirt. It does mean a lot to me. It supports me throughout the year in my travels and getting to the US, as well as Heiserflight for coming out with the wicked shirt.
Yeah, Blake, there's another guy that I know you're pretty good mates with who's got his own shirt. I'm just wondering if you didn't take any of the ideas from this one. I'm just going to pop it up on the screen now. Hopefully you get to see it. I'm just waiting for our producer here.
Yeah, we've got a moment. I blame it on the internet, but we'll see. But, mate, I can't help but spot some similarities between your signature shirt and the man, the myth, and the Bowen. Tim Bowen. The colours, fully reminiscent.
It's not loading.
Same Taipan is not included. But
so that was the shirt I was going with anyway. Blake, you can't get up on screen, but yeah, it's got the same colours. So I'm just wondering, did you take anything from your mate Timmy there and just sort of lean on his design a little bit?
Yeah, well, look, I think there's nothing wrong with taking off a bit of style from the legend himself. Clearly one of the idols in Australian disc golf. No, I'm sure he'll be repping the BH shirt, or now apparently the Timmy Bowen shirt. So, no, I'm keen to see what sort of style he comes out with as being part of the Heiserflight Pro team. Wonder how he's going to brand his shirt. He was talking about designing a shirt with my face on it after I picked him up from the airport with the Timmy Bowen shirt on. Thank you to you guys for sending over that shirt.
Mate, that was an absolute pleasure. Blake reached out to us and said, have you got any spare Timmy Bowen shirts? Because I want to stitch him up and meet him at the airport in one when he comes over for WA Open. I said, mate, if that's what you want to do, I'll send you one. Get it on your back.
That's why the Timmy Bowen shirt was invented.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I mean, I see that you've got BH on your shirt. I imagine when Timmy Bowen gets a shirt made, it'll have FFH on the shirt. That's forehand. We've got a comment in the chat there, Blake, which I think leads into what we're going to what would be good to talk about next is what's coming up for you. Apart from buying a shirt, any other ways to support the young fellas' endeavours?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are plenty of ways actually. So there is the shirt. There's using code Blake24 on the Ausdisc store. Not only are you supporting me, you're also getting 5% off your order. And yeah, really the main way, which I think if people want to support, they can stay tuned for in a month or two, is coming out with my own Tour Series discs. Thanks to Discraft, working on designing a stamp for the Tour Series discs. And hopefully some players around Australia can be throwing the Discraft Blake Houston discs.
Oh, mate, I reckon it'd be great. I don't know if you've seen Fisher's discs this year with his face on it with the mullet, but if you could get just one of like an 18-year-old Timmy Bowen and put that on your Tour Series disc, I reckon that'd be fantastic. We are contractually obliged to mention Tim Bowen. But I think Jace wants to ask: are there any meteors in your? Do you know what which Discraft discs you're getting?
Meteors.
I haven't made a list yet of exactly what I'm getting. But if meteors are on the list, I can make sure I get one just for you, Jace.
Beautiful.
Don't worry. If it's a meteor or if it's a buzz, he throws them both equally terrible. So whatever you end up with, mate, we'd be more than happy to have
I'll go one further. Like, whatever you can manage to get me, I will throw terribly just for you.
Right. We probably better let you go, Blake. But this has been fantastic. Toby Kinniston, big fan of the young gun, but just isn't he younger than Blake, or is he the older one?
He's the older one.
He's the older one, right? All right. So he's asserting authority. Big fan of the young gun. Who's his favourite doubles? Who's his favourite doubles teammate has been?
My favourite doubles teammate. Well, look, I've won the Australian doubles title with Alex, so it's hard to go past that. I've had my mate who doesn't really play much anymore. Played a doubles title, got a doubles title with him, and but I think there's a clear winner there. I think it's going to have to go to Toby himself. The team, the biggest dogs at the WA Doubles Championship. We claim the victory over Alex and Connor Donnelly, the ex-Australian doubles champions. Stepped out with Toby and at the local Alexander Heights course and absolutely chopped up Alex and Connor.
Mate,
Well,
look, dare I mention Jacob Davies' name, the 2022 W8 State Champ teammate. He's trying to slink in here for a little bit of notice, but
forgot about that one.
Whoopsie. Jacob Davies did as well.
The WA boys have come alive tonight.
I know it's going to be interesting, Blake. Now you've cut your hair, Jacob's not going to have anything on to hang on to as he rides on your shoulders after the next WA State Championship. But mate, look, it's been wonderful chatting with you, Blake. Carried yourself incredibly well as always. Much more professional than we are. Much more professional being interviewed than we are at interviewing. So, mate, we are stoked that you're coming to Vic for the Vic Open. We can't wait. Jason is pretty keen. He doesn't know how to ask if you want to be his doubles partner for the Vic Open.
Look, I think it's a bit too late. I've got a doubles partner for the Vic Open. I'm staying with Timmy Bowen again. It's not Tim. We are partnering
Is
with
it Lloyd?
Hey?
Is it young Lloyd Bowen? You're taking him out as your doubles
it
partner,
isn't.
no?
Wouldn't be a bad bid though. Ryan Hart.
Oh shit! Shit. Well, that's terrifying. I'm glad.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not in the same division. I'm pretty sure.
To be honest, Blake, you'd made the last cut down to the last 6, but unfortunately, I think you're going to make it anyway, mate. So.
Love it. No. Mate, well, look, thanks for coming in, Blake. Thanks for your time, as always. We'll catch up for a beer, or, well, no, you can have one now. We'll catch up for a beer, a legal one in, I keep pretending he used to drink with us. He never did. No. But, yeah, mate, we'll catch up for a beer, or we'll take you to a pub in Geelong or something when you're down for the Vic Open. Can't wait to see you again, mate. It's been too long, and thanks for coming in tonight. Love your work, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. Let me have a bit of a chat. We have another question, do we?
Oh, hang on.
No, we're saying goodbye.
No.
See
you guys. Thanks for having me.
I love it. He's better than that. He should have his own show.
Yeah, honestly. Look out.
Alrighty. So, wow, Blake Houston, what a kid, man. I can't call him a kid anymore. I'm so used to calling him a kid. But what a young fella. He's he's got it. Who's this? T-Quals. I can't even say this, but yeah, indeed. Team BH. Team BH to the hashtag.
Oh, no.
Jacob Davies is on it. The WA crew are taking over. So, yeah, incredible. Can't wait to see Blake at the Vic Open. Huge things coming from him this year. What have we got
I've
happening?
just realised who T equals MC squared is. But
Okay.
That's okay.
Oh, got you. Yes.
So, look, big fella in the beast in the chat. Shout out on Instagram.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, look, we better get back on track. Blake's absolutely put us to shame with his professionalism there. He did a fantastic job, but we've got some more stuff to cover. So while we were down in Tassie, we did some work, didn't we?
Yeah, we did a bit of work.
We did some work. We covered 3 rounds of 27 holes.
Yeah.
3 times 21, 81 holes. Jeez, I did that in my head pretty quick.
Oh, no.
81 holes of disc golf, up and down hills. But we Disc Gold AU's entered the chat. He's going to be in WA this weekend. Hit the boys up. There's plenty of WA guys in the chat. Hit them up.
And there's plenty of guides to get you around Chichester.
Yeah.
Some discs over with you. So
Yeah.
let this be your notice.
Disc Golf Gold AU, hit him up, send him a message, or if any of the WA guys in the chat want to take him for a round around one of your 75 courses, then get him up. He's a good man and lots of fun. Well, hoping to get a round or two in. I bloody hope so. Disc Golf Gold. Now, what we did though, because it was a shotgun start initially, or it was at Tassie. And we weren't going to get the chance to play. What we like to do is play early in the morning, then go and film our rounds. But because it was a shotgun, there weren't many people there, and we weren't going to go to Tassie without playing again, as Kyle and I did during Nationals. So we created the Parked Cup. Friday on the way over there, we took Jace to Poimena. He had a lot to say about Poimena during Nationals, and so we thought we'd show him the course, and we played a bit of a round there. Now, I can't really properly explain what happened next once we got to Wallaby Hill and once the tournament started, guys. So you
the tournament start. You mean is this post?
Post tournament. What happened? Like just
it was the adrenaline took over. So I was feeling pretty crap on the Saturday. To be honest, I came down with an early dose of the Tassie flu, so I barely made it through that first round of filming, but I feel like the disc golf adrenaline kicked in just after that round finished, and Jason Ash were raring for a go around the course, and we had some
picked up a couple of stragglers,
some reptiles joined us.
Absolute reptiles.
Yeah, so we had Austin D'Alessandro, Jay Brady,
the Canberra boys,
the Canberra Crush boys. We've got to clarify Canberra because the current Crush boys are here, and the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jacob Cruden.
Now, this is just some highlights that we're showing of the
Austin, keep them coming.
reptilian behaviour that went on.
We don't aim as far right as I do.
Yeah, there were plenty of refreshments as well from the golf.
Yeah, and I feel like Ashley's using it as a prop tonight.
Austin D'Alessandro, ladies and gentlemen.
The wild turkey, the method of choice for Austin and Jade. And we had Gareth Morgan as well. Forget this.
You'll birdie that one as well.
Here's Jacob.
Oh, Jacob.
Holy.
Oh, no, Austin, don't throw your cloud breaker full pelt at a tree again. Jade Brady here, ladies and gentlemen. Forehand Brady. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hold up.
Oh, that's a grip one.
No idea what the type of course really is.
Hey, Jade, what are you doing all the way back there at your disc? So it's you first and then me.
That was when I had to throw Jade and I didn't let him get better.
Oh. That's a nice Rolo putt there.
That's
from
Jade putting a 40-metre hole with a Rolo.
Austin's showing us a line.
Oh, no way.
Safe to say it was not a line.
But he's convinced there's a line and he's pretty happy with it.
Oh,
This is Jacob. Have we spoken about how many needed a trigger warning?
there is some absolute quality in here.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, this is not going to be good, mate.
Oh no, I can't remember this shot.
Oh, no.
Oh,
You know, that's probably one of the better ones off that hole.
A good leg spinner.
So we fucking juice this drive, eh?
Oh, I got baited. Ooh.
Oh, no. Up to me now.
Oh, look at this one.
Oh,
And this is just an idea of just how refreshed and hydrated Jacob Cruden was on that first round.
just funny the second time.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, we went out to play around, just the three of us, and we were going to keep score. And about partway, about I think the second hole, Jade and the Oz dog were just standing down there watching us tee off, and we got to the third tee. Kyle, Jason, myself, and Jacob Cruden, who was, I think Jacob had what, 6 of those tiny little VB cans, which are 2 standard drinks.
Before we teed off.
But Jacob's shot was the best I've seen.
and
No
about
question.
another 4 afterwards.
But we got to the third tee, and Jade and Austin were lying on the tee pad, basically waiting for us, prostrate, paint me like one of your French girls type thing. And so we had to play with them at that point. And so Jacob actually sort of whispered in my ear at that point, Jesus, I don't want to throw now, not with those 2 here. Geez, I'm all nervous. So he proceeded to get more slaughtered, went and bought 6 more beers, nearly vomited on hole 23, and still managed to throw shots like that happened. But, we don't want to talk too much about a round that people couldn't be a part of, do we?
No,
That's right.
It's,
Look, we're hoping it'll happen again.
Yeah.
With some more people around.
Yeah, it was, for us, it was good fun.
But,
Yeah.
oh boy,
They were the real rounds at the top of the weekend. I think Jade's just mentioned that before. They were the real rounds, and that's what everyone remembers. So definitely the most entertaining. But...
Everyone except Jacob Cruden, of course.
Yeah, look, I think
Not sure he remembers round 1. We'll leave that to Jacob to confirm.
I think, honestly, we've set a precedent for how Parks are going to do tournaments now. Jade and Austin, mate, thanks for your time, and thanks for coming out and just showing us some interesting lines.
Just how reptilian you really are.
I solved a really long-running question for me. I hadn't seen a player above sort of, top end of MA3 level carry a disc retriever around with them, right? Jade Brady, filmed him a lot. He's got that little disc retriever with his little sticky ball on the end of it hanging out of his bag. Once I saw the lines and the shots this reptile tries on a practice round, it made absolute sense as to why he carries a disc retriever around with him, and why he chose a career that spends most of its time up trees. Frosty, trust me when I say Jade and Austin had nothing better to do. Mate, Frosty, there was nothing better to do in Tassie. And that's not a slight on Tassie. That is an absolute testament to the enjoyment that everyone got out of those rounds.
Those are fighting words coming from a man who did not make his way to Tasmania.
Yeah, Jason is still looking for a doubles partner at the Vic Open, Frosty. So,
this is your time to repent and make up for your sins in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you obviously haven't heard about my doubles form, Frosty? Because just before we move on, I'm going to add that we did a disc flip on day 2 to sort out the doubles competition.
Oh boy!
Now, I think Ashton, Austin, and D'Alessandro ended up together first,
And that's a dangerous pair.
Kyle and Jade Brady were the next pair. So poor old Jacob and poor old me got stuck together. Now, we thought we were no chance after we needed Jacob to throw in from 40 metres on hole 2 to make a par. We thought we were really struggling, but we don't have the scoreboard available, but we actually took both those pairs down by 4 shots in the end, I'm pretty sure.
Jason and Jacob shot a 10 under best shot doubles. Jade and I shot 8, and Austin and Ash shot 6.
So that's what actually happened. So that's my doubles form anyway.
Yeah, that look. It's fine, Jade. We're going to recover from this. The audience is going to see later as to why that happened. But yeah, it was a dark day in the Parks Cup. But
It was.
Jason and Jacob are not going to let it die quietly.
I think it was good day for disc golf for all the battlers out there. And we really just crushed the competition, and they didn't really stand a chance. We put the foot down in the final 9 and just accelerated away with, I think, 5 birdies in a row.
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
it
was bewildering to most that were watching.
Before any of us really realised what was happening, I think, and I think it's part of that old adage. Well played, as I said on the day. It was great. But a team of champions a champion team will beat a team of champions every day of the week, right? And I think you and Jacob just played as a team.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
exactly right.
But yeah, playing with Austin was an experience. Austin would turn to me and go, "Just get one on the fairway, dog." And then I'll have a green light, and I'd hit first available. 10 foot in front of the tee pad, and Austin would go, "Yeah, green light." So it's fine anyway. But we cannot blame it on that. Jacob and Jason played some incredible disc golf. Yeah. So that's Tassie. We don't want to harp on it too much. We want to give JC his moment, obviously, because that's a huge victory. 100% the true story.
Frosty just had to be there, mate.
Yeah, Frosty should have been there. So what do we got next on the agenda? I have lost track of where we're at.
Tapping on the...
Look, I think that it's about time that we touched on the stolen segment.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the generation, but Foundation is on our radar. And Tour Life is on notice because the Retailers Championship, while it's not a novel concept, I'll give them that. The first time it was aired, it was on the Park Clubhouse. And I can't help but feel as though we've been hard done by here. But Ash, bring up the graphics. We've got to talk about this because nobody cares about the Pro Tour. They all care about the ADG tournament schedule.
Oh.
And looking at this leaderboard here, this is at the time of Sizzler. So
Post Sizzler, yeah.
Sizzler's just happened. We've got the Aces in first, Gindy in second, quality over quantity with Gindy. Disconnection and Disc Golf Warehouse scrapping out for third place. High Supply, Circle 5 and Kingfisher all yet to score. So now we go into Tassie and oh my word, we've got some movement. Gindy Disc Golf Shop, some very, very good Jason. You just
talking
my
about,
vibe.
Talking about disc golf always gives you movement.
Look, Gindy Disc Golf jumps up into first, and Disc Golf Warehouse also leapfrogs the Flying Aces, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Bayney himself, with a big win there. And Disconnection getting some points on the board with Austin, D'Alessandro also finishing in the top
in the
four.
MPO field, yeah.
And Circle 5 has established itself as the leader of the three-pointless team.
It's the back markers, isn't it?
The
at this
back markers,
stage, you've got to call them the back markers at this stage.
Flight are going well, aren't
That hurts.
Off to an
That
absolute
hurts.
ranger.
Well, we haven't seen Blake Houston this year. We haven't seen Tim Bowen.
No, we haven't seen. We can't even call him Type N Tim anymore, can we?
No, we have to call him what? I think Reverb Tim.
Reverb Tim.
FX2 Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sad day.
Yeah. So yeah, MPO field very interesting, Kyle. Now, if we take a look at the All Pro division, so this is MPO, FPO, MP40, etc.
Is this post Sizzler as well?
Post Sizzler.
Look, I can't see this shaping up much because we had only MPO and MP40 at the Tassie Open. So we'll see some changes, but what do we got?
Hit that button.
Hit that button. just a little bit of cheeky disc golf warehouse action here.
Yeah.
Jumping Ginny disc golf shop. Bayney doing a little bit better job than old Jay Brady. That's incredible out of Frosty. He's on fire tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Frosty might be on the Frosties, I think.
But yeah, look, in those all-pro divisions, the aces are going to be very difficult to catch. We'll see how they go at Vic Open.
There won't be many aces at the Vic Open, will there?
No, there will not be many down in Geelong. So, look, they'll be a hard train to catch, but
Tell you
at
what,
least Tassie Open was a chance. They're back in it.
mate, if you're a sponsored player, you're on notice. Get your shirts out. Make sure you've got your sponsor gear at the Vic Open and you're out there on day one, just compensating for all those ghastly blue, green, and white T-shirts. I say that as a Heiser Flight sponsored player. We'll be doing our best. So all the other retailer teams, get out there and represent. Wear whatever you've got and compensate, because there's going to be hundreds of those
places.
Of those Aces T-shirts out there. So they're going to be hard to catch at Vic Open. Hopefully later in the season, as we move further through those pro divisions, we'll have more players start to show up. WA, I think, is going to be good for Disconnection and Disc Golf Warehouse, and having Austin on the Disconnection team now is obviously going to make a difference. They'll pick up a fourth and a third here and there.
Hopefully a win. I mean, come on, Austin.
It was a drive-by.
You're good in WA, mate.
It was a drive-by. So we move to all divisions, Kyle. This is where we start to get some movement.
So again, this is at the conclusion of Sizzler. So let's make a note to ourselves. We've got Cross Tasman up there. The Flaces doing very well. And it's really just a slew of sponsors in that centre.
I wanted to ask this last week. How do you get 0.6 of a point?
Good point.
So the way that the points work is, in the case of ties, you add all of the points up for the amount of positions that they take and divide it by the total number of people in the tie. So, for instance, if you've got...
Yeah, I understand the way an average works, yes.
Yeah. so obviously, but Jason, massive F1 fan, that doesn't happen in F1, right? A tie doesn't happen in F1.
Exactly.
It does happen in... So Disc Golf Gold, I'll just bring that question up. So have you looked at including the SummerSlam in Sydney that occurred over the weekend? We're just doing majors this year, but next year... if this takes off and every other American disc golf podcast doesn't steal this from us, we may look at including, those sort of things as well, and we'll see what sort of results that shows. But yeah, so pretty much like cash in pro division events. If you tie, you have 3 ties for third, add up all the cash that would have been for third, fourth, fifth, divide it between them. So that's how you get your 0.6s. So that's all divisions after the Sizzler.
And then looking at post Tassie Open, Disconnection goes way up to the moon. And while Austin did some pretty heavy legwork in MPO, it's really Ken Bennedy.
It is Ken Bennedy.
In MA2 with his very handy second place.
Yeah.
Catapulting Disconnection into second place. Cross Tasman, no points to Tassie Open, so drop down quite a bit. Yeah.
Look at all those unsponsored players.
Yeah.
Scoring points. It's
absolutely
almost criminal. So retailers,
the privateers,
after your players,
time
to bring some more on board, because there's 142 points that have gone begging.
Well, our sources also tell us that there might be a few players that have moved into the privateer category that should podium at some upcoming events. So there's a lot of points that are going to go begging over the next couple of months, we'd imagine. So it's interesting. That privateer point tally is just rising. So looking at Vic Open, what do we expect to happen?
Look,
points-wise?
It's really, really hard to ignore the Flying Aces at the top of the leaderboard. They're going to be very tough to beat, especially in the all-divs category. The MPOs, not so much a guarantee.
It's just about the Flying Aces hanger down there in Inverleigh, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. But I'm looking for a good Ginny Disc Golf representation. We've got Frosty, we've got Jade, we've got
Rig.
Rig probably coming down as well. So they're going to have a good contingent. But the real movers and shakers of the Vic Open, I feel, is going to be Disc Golf Warehouse.
Yeah.
They made some moves in the off-season. They obviously secured myself. But we've got Aiden Howard, Leo Dykes, and Ryan.
Yeah.
And around there, a home championship level track, they're going to be a tough contingent to beat, especially with Aiden Howard's performances in the Open. There's points to be scored.
Well, they've got Perry as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Perry for the Aces.
Yeah,
So,
Perry.
you've got Perry and Robinson for the Aces. And those three.
As well.
Feldman, Jesus Christ. All
Yeah,
right.
Inverley's going to be a slaughterhouse.
So, but I think in the all divs category, rig is overdue. It's just a matter of time, we reckon. Yeah, are you talking about your personal workout journey there, Jade? Or look out, sounding a little one-eyed. Well, look, we're just calling it as we see it, Disc Golf Gold. I'd love to see Heiser fight up there, but I think all we've got in the MPO division at Vic Open is going to be Tim Bowen, potentially Daz. I'm not sure which div he's playing at Vic Open.
He could be a good rep for the all-pro divisions if he ends up in MP40. But, I mean, Daz is a crafty guy, and especially being a lefty around Inverley.
100%.
Not out of that.
Exactly what Daz and I were talking about on the weekend is Inverley overdue for a top 10. I assume that's to do with...
Frosty, you might be.
Yeah. And I mean, look, we might sound one-eyed, Disc Golf Gold, but we know it's time for these retailers. We need to build a bit of parochialism. We need to build a bit of competition between them. This is our way of doing it. So don't sleep. Oh, Zach James, you're right. Don't sleep on my boy, Zach James. You're right. He's up there too. Hope he's coming to Vic Open. I feel like he is. I feel like he said that in the chat. Amazing. Dan, your dog, he's me hot tip. All right. So that's our Retailers Championship. Bit of movement. Bain starting to wake up. Bain starting to ease into his season just before he buggers off again overseas. I've had a look at his upcoming events, and Bain may not be here and scoring points for Disc Golf Warehouse for all that long. Now, speaking of upcoming events, we've got to preview the SA Open on the weekend. We won't spend too long on it because, as we know, it's not the major. But thoughts, guys? Have we noticed anything in the fields? We've played Bel Air. We know it. What do you think, Kyle?
Look, I've noticed a bit in the field. There seems to be a lot of people headed to Bel Air. It's fantastic. I feel like, after the first Prince in Bel Air last year, the course is on the newer side of things. So it's fantastic to see a lot of people heading over for it. I saw some stories from Jason Vito heading down. Ash approves of the course at Bel Air. He lost a playoff in a rock, paper, scissors match. So anything can happen at that course, honestly. But no, it's fantastic. We're going to look forward to sitting down, watching all of the stories and watching the score lines develop over the weekend. I think it's going to be a fantastic tournament. People are going to realise that Bel Air's there and it's a fantastic course and needs to be used. So, look, all on the up from me.
MPO tip.
Ooh. I can't help but tip Matty Noblet. I feel like a bit of local knowledge is very good. He performed there well at Fresh Prince at Bel Air. But our man Tim Bowen, if he can make it through the gap, he's a good tip too. So, Jade, if Gareth is playing like Taz round 3, it's left, right, good night.
I 100% agree. We've seen Gareth play around that course. We know Gareth's game shapes very well to that course. It's a distance course, yes, but it's also a placement course, and you can get yourself into some good positions to attack greens with some good straight shots. So Gareth's my tip. Jason, have you got any thoughts on the SA Open? Course unseen.
Yeah, haven't seen the course. Haven't really even seen the fields, but I'm on Gareth Morgan as well because he just played with a good temperament last weekend and he's in a good place. And he's a great guy. So go Gareth. Don't let me
down. Late mail on the SA Open. We did have Sarah Lee signed up in the MPO field. There is some mail tonight that Sarah may have tested positive to COVID. So she has withdrawn from the event. But we've seen her do some damage, particularly to one hole at Bel Air continuously. So, So all the best, Sarah. Hope you're going well. She's a good friend of Park Media from day one. So, hope you're going well. Hope you're recover from that perfectly, and you're here in time for the Vic Open. Disc Golf Gold, his tip for the Vic Open is chilly. It will be chilly down in Vic, yes, especially at Inverleigh. So let's quickly talk Vic Open. Anything you notice in the fields there, guys? We're a couple of weeks out, but anything you notice there?
Look, the only thing that is really of note, I mean, it's a bit of a spoiler having him on the show earlier, but the WA contingent is out. Blake and Alex are coming over, so the East Coast field is on notice for me. These boys have been doing a lot of work over in the West, and we're about to see exactly how much that translates to over in these East Coast majors. So I'm keen.
So who's your tip for the Vic Open, you say?
Dylan Feldman. I mean, I've seen the man play Inverleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be tough to beat, especially after the form we've seen him in at New Zealand, seen him at good form in Sizzler, and you've just brought him a tournament in his hometown. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be hard to look past, but...
He won it last time it was there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He won champs, I think, when it was there last time.
Yeah, look, he is very tough competition. But, yeah, Jace, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's time to put a rocket up my good mate, Austin D'Alessandro. I think, come on, mate.
Oh, the dog.
We've been waiting. He's, by his own admission, hasn't had a great couple of months of disc golf, but that's because he's been saving it for the Vic Open. So my tips with Aussie D, he's going to bounce back and he's going to beat.
Look, he's due for a few more rounds.
In the playoff.
A few more rounds above his rating. It's about time. I know a thing or two about that. Ash?
Yeah, look, Disc Golf Gold's come in with, will we be covering FPO as well as MPO at the Vic Open? Short answer to that is we'd love to. We really would. Unfortunately, at this point, we just don't have the resources to be able to do both. We could do it at Nationals because Kyle and I weren't playing that weekend, and we could do FPO in the morning and MPO in the afternoon. This time around, it's our home major. We want to play it. We'll be selfish there and say that. So we will be playing in the morning and then filming in the afternoon. If there was a way to do both, if there's another camera crew out there we can give our cameras to, FPO, I'm sure we'll play in the morning to enable them to be filmed as well. We'd love it. We'd love to be able to get the FPO game out there. For us, from a park perspective, with an ongoing narrative that we want to tell as far as the Vic Tour goes, because it is a Vic Tour event as well as an Australian major. It does make sense for us to film MPO, but definitely, look, if there are other people that are happy to jump on our cameras for the morning and film FPO, I'm sure the FPO competitors have done it for us before and jumped on in the mornings. So we'd love to have them on the channel as well. Believe me, it's just, look, selfishly, we want to play our Vic Open. So we are going to play in the morning and film in the afternoon. Yep. But on that, FPO, Cassie's on the list.
Absolutely.
There's a dub.
Players.
There's 8. Who's the 8th? There was 7 last I looked.
Sorry, I'm going to pull this up.
Yeah.
Is there? No, there is just 7.
7.
Sorry,
Great.
I lied.
We're missing Jen Lan at this stage.
We are.
We need Jen Lan for the set, and then we've got 8 in FPO. But honestly, if you follow Cassie Sweeten on Instagram, every day out at Inverleigh, just lacing lines, pumping discs down fairways. Going to be very hard to beat on her home track in FPO. She wants it. She's hungry. She, Cassie, Cassie's the one to beat for me in the FPO field. Sam Stoyer. Yes, Sam, you are late. Sam.
Oh, Sam.
But, so an MPO tip for me. Look, it's really hard to tell this far out. I'd love to see Timmy Bowen get up. I don't think he will. But Paddy Robinson is going to be a smoky there for me at MPO. But obviously very hard to go past Bayney on any course.
Yep.
That said, he probably won't be there. I don't think he signed up at this stage. Who's that?
Oh, Jake,
What's
this
this?
one goes out to you, mate. Cheers, Jason. That's my Vic Open before it started. Look, Austin's a big fan of the early calls.
I'm putting the rocket up. Mate.
Yeah.
Mate, just get it together.
Respond, dog. You know. But yeah, so that's the Vic Open. It's a few. We are playing. We are running close to time now, and we've still got a very tiny segment to go. But I did want to get your thoughts very quickly. They've scrapped the red course, which is traditionally the simpler course at Inverleigh if one exists. Scrapped the red course and gone, white, gold, white for lower divisions. I haven't said which divisions yet. And gold, gold, gold for the Spandau Ballet arrangement for the higher divisions. What are our thoughts on that, gentlemen?
My thoughts straight off the bat is, and I've always maintained this. I mean, MPO guys, in regards to separation and things like that, are going to have a different opinion. But my thought on the whole thing, especially in the lower divisions, is it doesn't matter. We're all playing the same course. It really doesn't matter. It's just a personal preference thing. So I really usually couldn't care less which course we're playing because we're all playing the same one.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts.
Look, yeah, I feel like you can go from it from two angles, and I feel like that just gets you nowhere. But I'm happy to see it gold, gold, gold for the pros. I mean, representing Inverleigh extremely well on our then Gatekeepers channel. I saw Inverleigh Open last year, got a lot of intrigue. So being able to showcase the premier layout of Inverleigh is really nice. As for the lower divs, whether it's white, red, gold, or any combination of the above, I don't really mind. If you win, you win. You win because you played the best disc golf, not because of the layout.
You played the course they give you.
Exactly. So,
I mean, let's be honest. The red course at Inverleigh for people at an MA3, even an MA2 level, is still harder than most advanced courses you'll play over the country, because they do this thing in Inverleigh where they see a tree and they go, I'm going to put a tee pad right behind it. So you have to pick your line, and they give you a single line, whichever course you're playing. There's no wide open shots. There's no anything. So birdies are hard to come by. My thoughts are I'd love to play the red course as, a mid-range MA3 player. I would love to play the red course. I'd like to take a birdie away from the Vic Open, potentially. That'd be fun. Just look through my UDisc scores from the last 17 rounds I played on the white and gold at Inverleigh, and haven't got one. So it'd be nice to take a birdie away from the Vic Open. Someone asked me a while back.
Just get good, mate.
No, it's not going to happen. Someone asked me a while back, would I rather take one birdie on the gold course or 10 birdies on the red course away from the weekend? Absolutely 10 fucking birdies on the red course. What are you, mad? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But, yeah, pro guys playing gold, gold, gold. Yeah, sure, go for your life. Whip yourself over the shoulders like that guy in Da Vinci Code and punish yourselves all weekend. I don't care. But what I do think about it is it worked really well at the Sizzler to have the two separate courses. It worked really well ratings-wise because the MPO and the pro division players didn't smash the amateur ratings and et cetera and all of that and vice versa. So you didn't have a guy in MA2 popping off and shooting 11 down and killing all the pro ratings and that sort of thing. So I do think there's some value in that to doing that. There is another topic I want to bring up there, but I think I'll leave it until the next time we meet to talk about, but I'll write it down because I think it's a really interesting topic to discuss after things that have happened over the weekend.
It is, it is getting a little late, and we're pushed on for time. And to be honest, I don't know. I'm starting to feel a bit hungry.
Really, Jace?
Are you hungry, Kyle?
I thought you had a big meal before. I mean, I'm a bit peckish.
Are you hungry, Ash?
I am starving.
Well, in that case, the part you've all been waiting for, Australia. It's time for this week's Let's Go.
Serve lamb on Australia Day.
Butcher.
The most popular in a segment in Australian disc golf broadcasting is back, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. So obviously, I'm going to start with my picks, and we all know the criteria of a lamb shanker. We went to a place in Tasmania that probably produces more lamb shanks than any other place. They were everywhere, and there were some beauties. So I've managed to pick out 2 very good shanks and a clear winner.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with Luke Bayney. Straight in the podium.
Oh, Lukey Bayney.
Now, we can't play his reaction to that. I'm not sure if the audio came through, but it wasn't PG rated. Oh, Bayney. Now, he was the eventual winner.
Don't worry, it was a better second shot, Bayney. Oh, wait.
And so you've been shanked, Bayney. Jade Brady, hole 4 or hole 3?
4.
4,
Hole 4. Had particular trouble with this one over the weekend. Sorry, Jade. Oh, and he walks off on it. He's in disgust. He's not happy with that one. Oh, I think that was the 3rd time in a row he'd done that one. That is a man that's not happy right there. But with those 2 in mind, there was a clear winner. Now, I think this was day 2.
This was day 2.
Hole 26.
Yeah.
Down, it was an uphill, very narrow hole. And yeah, there was a layup play that this particular guy took. And he's been waiting to be featured on this particular segment. I just know it. And I think he knows it's coming.
He definitely knows it's coming. I would be surprised if he hasn't blocked it out of his memory.
Laid one up to the hill, slightly left. He definitely knows who it is now. Just had a slightly struggling forehand out a narrow tunnel, and this is what happened to Austin D'Alessandro.
The layup play.
Jeez,
The layup play.
I didn't even see this.
this looks like a pretty
Now,
decent
we'll
gap,
watch
guys.
it quickly.
Plenty of room.
because-
What?
Oh, Matt. And he's put himself in the trees on the other side. Oh, and he knew it straight out of the hand too.
The reactions of the gallery.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Austin, but your first entry into the tank.
Thanks, Frosty.
So, thank you very much for the content, mate. But that's my pick anyway.
Look,
So-
those are some good picks, Jace. What on earth could you have gotten that's better than that?
So well, nothing really.
Oh.
So I got some home viewers videos, obviously, and thank you to all you Park Media nuffies out there who send them in to me. Absolutely fantastic. I've reached a point now where I can't get them in all in every episode, but keep sending them because I love them. Keep sending them in. Sensational stuff, and we will get to them eventually, but they're starting to back up because we all know how big this segment is. But first, we've got, now he was our guest earlier tonight. Our interview
Really?
guest, Blake Houston, has sent me this compilation video of his good mate, Alex Canaston.
Now, we should say Blake did add some music to this video, but just so we don't get copyright flagged, we've altered the music. We'll try and put the actual version Blake sent up at some point on one of our other platforms.
So
But,
this was an honourable mention. So we'll just roll that video now.
Yeah, this is a 5-putt. That's barking at the driver on the driving range. Yeah. That one. Well, here's the one in the wind. 2022
So thank you very much for that, Blake. But,
And thanks to Blake for actually adding the screaming goat at the end of that as well. He's found the video and put that in. So well done. All Blake's work there, and we will get the full version with Blake's music up as soon as we can.
Yeah, so we had to put that in. But now, in a couple of those videos, Alex looked quite young.
Yeah.
And he is quite young.
Hmm.
So we thought we'd stick with the theme of kids. Now, I was sent this video by a Ballarat player, Lee Joy. And he's videoing his son, Edward. And it seems to be a theme of me shanking Ballarat players throwing into practice nets, but that's just the way it works out. It's not
help that, Jason. Like, they're
So-
going to do what they're going to do.
Lee Joy's son's asked him to, can you check out my form, Dad? Edward, his name is. He's 7 years old. We thought we'd stick with the theme here of shanking, and it's about time that Lamb Shanks moved on to shanking 7-year-olds as well. So, and
You're too young to be shanked.
this is a video that Lee took, and this is this is in the backyard.
All right. Teddy Joy, here we go.
Here he is. Dog.
I think that's no more for Edward.
He's trying to get into the house. Have a look at the face on him, too.
So, well done, Lee Joy, who just has, just no mercy at all.
Oh,
just
no.
sending in videos for his 7-year-old son to get laughed at. But thank you very much for the video, Lee, and Edward. You are in the shank tank for this week. But sticking with that, now this is an honourable mention, and this is from footage I found. I recovered from our Wallaby Hill trip on the weekend.
Found footage.
But this segment is, we all know it's about lamb shanks. It's about terrible. This next lamb shank from Wallaby Hill is so vile and so horrendously bad. It's definitely the worst disc golf shot I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's too bad for lamb shanks. It's too poorly rated, but
Jace,
just
what do you mean you're creating new segments?
check this one out from our own man-child himself, Kyle Herbison, from the weekend.
Just a little early, mate. I don't know what you're talking about.
timer.
On the mushroom. That's like what the fuck? That's not just hilarious.
Let's have a look in slow motion.
I reckon I released the disc there.
Oh,
Oh no.
The Oz dog can't believe it.
look at the look on Austin's face.
It's a shame no one else saw it.
Everyone's seen it now.
Oh, look at him. Now, I must know, he didn't have that wild turkey before that.
Oh, hang on.
But once he saw that, he reached straight for his bag and opened up a wild turkey. And it was the only way that he could cope with the aftermath of how bad that shot was.
Frosty's come in with that was ham wanks.
But anyway, like I said before, if you've got your lamb shanks, please send them in to me. I want to see them. I want to go through them. I've got a backup, but you know what? Send them in anyway because I love them. And we're going to get them on there. We're going to start putting more on there because eventually this segment will take over the entire show. But thank you very much. And that's Lamb Shanks for another episode.
Lamb shanks, there it is. The one that you wait for every time we do this. The one that people throw a bad shot and immediately turn and look at Jason on the tee pad and go, shit. Will that be in Lamb Shanks now? There it is. There's some shit disc golf going on out there, isn't there? So keep filming your mates. Send them in. You can see it on the bottom of the screen there. Send us your Lamb Shanks to lambshanks@parkmedia.com. That is about all we got time for, but I did want to bring up one more quick thing before we go and shout out a Melbourne disc golf legend, Dougie Adams there. He's lost his red G-Star Colossus at Llewellyn on hole 8 to 17, shithole. 14-speed, wide rim, stuck on the fingers. Early Lamb Shank.
Yep.
Right, not far from the tee and not deep, I think. Well, two things there, Dougie. If you'd have been filming that, one, you would have had a beautiful Lamb Shank to go on Jason's segment. And two, you probably would have had your disc back and you'd know where it had gone. But good to see lamb shanks penetrating the public consciousness. Speaking of penetrating the public consciousness, there is I'm just glad my mates aren't filming me. This golf gold, there will be prizes for lamb shanks as the year goes on.
There is a prize package being put together behind the scenes, so it is worth getting your lamb shanks in, guys.
Yep. Disconnection are putting up a meat tray. I think Flying Disc Store put up a barbecue, and Cross Tasman Discs have put up some lovely sauces and marinades for those lamb shanks. None of that's true, but hey, if you're interested, please do that. We've got one more section. He's in the house. We've let him in. It is late at night, but we've let him in. It's Professor Parked, and he's got not an intro, but he does have a quiz for us.
Yeah, I'm intro free today, but
Okay, Professor.
Oh, where'd you come from, Professor Parked?
look, I've come with a fun one this week. I figure with Matty Dawn, we can have a head-to-head of the Wiedner brothers, and a fun one for you guys to play at home as well. So the idea of the game, if you've heard the Foundation podcast, they stole something from us. We're going to steal something from them.
Love it. Hunter's fat ass. No.
Unfortunately not. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be calling out a disc, and you guys are going to reply with a disc. Now, there's a point scoring system to this. The points are you add up the numbers on the disc. So I've got a Nuke OS here. It's a 13404. So add the numbers together. It's 21.
Right.
Your goal is to give me a disc as close to 21 as you possibly can.
Right.
Okay?
I've got no chance of this.
Neither of you have any chance, and that's the fun in it. So everyone at home can beat the Wiedner brothers. So I have 6 discs.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to be tallying your scores to see who discs best.
All right.
So to kick us off, I
don't even know 6 discs.
I've got the Valkyrie.
So you're not going to
So I need to go closer to 21 than a Valkyrie. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry, no.
It's
You've
just
got to get as
black
close
jack.
to the total as you can. So of a Valkyrie, you add up the speed, the glide, the turn, and the fade.
This is a 10-5,
Roadrunner.
neg 1-1.
You're competing here. Don't give him the clues.
Okay.
Roadrunner.
So
I'm going to
Jason's
say
got a Roadrunner.
So negs count as negs?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Roadrunner.
Shrike.
Roadrunner and a Shrike. So I'm just going to do some looking up here. We've got a Roadrunner so first of all, a Valkyrie is a 9-5, neg 2-2.
Ah, shit.
So Jason's got a 9-5, neg 4-1. So that's 6, 15, 11 for Jason. So he's 3 off. Ash, your guess was a Shrike.
It's going to be miles off.
Now I've got to look up what a Shrike is because I want to make sure I'm right here. I normally trust myself pretty well, but I'll just make sure. Shrike is a 13-6, neg 2-2. So actually is at 21.
Get it. 21. That's what I was going for, right?
Jace is at a score of 3 so far. Ash is at a score of
Thank
7.
you for picking a disc that I throw.
In return, our second disc
Don't be a prodigy, please.
is a D2 Max.
D2 Max.
A D2 Max, Jace.
Destroy. Oh, shit.
Do you want to guess that?
Destroyer.
Well, I can't say the same.
You can't say the
so
same disc.
I'll say.
What do you got, Jace?
Wraith.
Wraith. So, Jace, you're actually 1 off. Ash is spot on with a total of 19 for the D2 Max. It's a 13-5, neg 1-2. Faster speed, less fade. We're good.
Ooh, LSD curl.
Bloody good disc and a bloody good guess as well on the scoreboard there. So we're 2 down, a third of the way through. Our next disc we should be pretty familiar with, the Warship.
I don't even know what a warship is. I'm going to put the mid.
It's an old wooden ship.
All right. So come on, boys. Hit me with your guesses.
I'm assuming it's a fairway. Or it could be a driver.
I would say I'm going to say M4.
M4 for Ashley.
I'm going to say M4. So I'm going to say.
I love how you're using Ashley's guesses.
Well, because I would maybe say
Momentum Pretty Fly.
Oh, hello.
Oh, wow. That's my water disc. Kyle remembers that from the first round we ever played together.
I do remember.
I'll say a Buzz OS.
A Buzz OS.
Buzos. A Jeff Buzos.
Okay. So, Ash, first of all, the warship is a 5601. It's 12 is its total. The M4 comes in at 10.
Fuck. I should have gone archive, shouldn't I?
The Buzz OS flight numbers are 5403, which puts you exactly at 12. Jason.
Fuck.
Spot on.
That's great. This is the beauty of only knowing 10 different discs.
Okay, so current
Said
score,
archive, shouldn't I?
3 rounds through. Ash is at 9. Jace is at 4.
We just do
We've
one
got a
more.
clear lead up. We've got one more, and it's going to be the Rolo.
Oh, God.
Here we go, boys. It's on.
This is going to be massively unstable. I'll imagine.
Jay Brady's signature series disc. We've seen him do disgusting things with this. Give me a disc close to a Rolo.
Can I use one I've used before?
No. Get creative, Jason.
Flippy.
Mamba.
Mum for Jason. The door is open. I'll be honest.
Is that bad?
Oh,
No, Roller's like a 7-4. There's another one. I want to say. Well, Jason said Mamba, so I'm just going to say Buzz.
Buzz is exactly 10. The Rolo is a 5, 6, -4, 1 for a total of 8. Ash, Buzz is 10. That's +2 for you. And Jason, Amamba is 13 in total. So it's a +5 for you. So the final scores are Ashley on 11 and Jason on 9. Jace comes out the victor.
For God's sake.
We've got him. Oh, it's very, very nice.
Well played.
Thank you.
I'm losing my mojo. Well played. I know what my discs do. I don't know what their numbers are. Just kind of like my personal life, really. I know what they do. I just don't know what their number is. We got Disc Golf Gold coming in with the LED Lone Wolf.
Disc.
Lone Star Discs, right. Lone Wolf. Love it. All right. I don't know what that is, but happy days.
It's a pretty good guess, is what I'll give you.
Pretty good guess for a Rolo. Yeah, right. Nice work. So, look, that Professor Parked.
Where's he gone?
Where'd he go?
Any ideas?
92 grants back. Look,
fellas.
we've had some fun tonight, guys. LSD, yeah, cool. Thanks, Disc Golf Gold. Kyle picked it up. Great segment. We had fun. Loved it. Great work, Professor Park. Thanks. See you, mate. Look, that's all we've got time for this week. 5-5-3-1. Yeah, I'm not throwing that.
That's enough. That's spot on. You don't what?
Bloody hell. Look, I've had fun tonight. That's about all we've got time for. Jump on, like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to have, we should say, the reason we mentioned the warship, Kyle, is because at Vic Open, we're going to have some, we're going to have our first Parked Signature Series discs. Yeah. We're going to have some Frisbees for sale at Vic Open. We're going to hopefully have them on the show next time we speak to you all. But we've got some Park Stamp discs, which we can't wait to sell to everyone at Vic Open. We're going to have some, transparent berries?
We've got some see-through clear bergs. We've got some red warships. We have some pink lucid justices. And we have some moonshine rivers.
Fucking rivers. Yeah, so it's going to hurt my soul to sell Rivers to you all, but hey, if you want them, you want them. I'm nothing if not a man of the people. But we're going to have some stuff for sale. We're going to have some patches to stick on your Velcro pads on your bags as well. We're going to have some stuff to hawk your way at Vic Open, and we can't wait to show it to you next time we speak. So keep an eye out for that. Those transparent bergs are going to fly off the rack, I feel. This has been the Park Clubhouse. You guys have been awesome. We've gone way over time, but we don't care. I feel like Jason does.
Hey, we've had a lot to catch up on.
We have had a lot to catch up on. This is 3 weeks worth of content, so we've gone a little bit over time. Next time, we're going to be previewing the Vic Open. We're going to talk about what happened in SA. Thank you, Disc Golf Gold. Always good to see you in the chat, mate. Thanks to everyone for interacting in the chat. Until next time.
Parkins.